good to see you all back. Flashing button moving one. I guess I'm gonna make some ghee. Yeah, make some ghee. Okay. So using wax paper like this, the reason why you want to make ghee is because it helps to filter out the contaminants, things like things that you don't want in your butter, such as pus. But like, and by boiling it, you help the compounds to settle on the bottom, because most of them are water-based. Yeah, most of them are water-based. And by boiling that, you help the compounds to settle out. So, and the reason why I'm called the doctor is because I've studied the bee and I am him. So if you guys ever watch like the Doctor Who series, you can basically put that character and place him on me. So I'm basically fighting against him in past lives. Lifetime experiences. I don't always like to do this using trash like this. You want to try to use wood and not plastics if at all possible, because they burn much more cleanly. And you want to use a chimney to help constrain the gases so that it burns completely. And you always want it burning hot enough. So it burns completely. So it burns all the smoke, carbon, those carbon compounds. Dang it. Sparking against the thing. Yeah, the trick to holding our light, to knowing your frequency, to knowing who you are, is to learn how to be happy always, to hold that frequency always. And the reason I say the things why I do is because whenever you look into the eyes of someone beautiful or special, even anyone who's able or willing to hold that space with you, there's a magnificence and there's a beauty in their eyes that can almost be described as looking at a galaxy. And you can lose yourself almost endlessly in them, in their eyes, in their gaze. And this goes for almost every human being who is able to sit down with you and hold that space. Just you being around them even. You don't even have to look at their eyes. There's a sacredness just by being around someone quietly. There's an energy which is present, which is not present just by yourself. I've known this with my own family, with my sister, my brothers, my mother, my father. You guys are beautiful. We don't make, but we just don't make enough time or allowance for that. And we need to. And to be quiet more often, to allow each other to hold that space for each other, for them as well. You being silent, helps them to hold that space. When someone is looking at you beautifully, be quiet, be silent, and allow them to take you in. They need that as well. I'm going to record this in 20 frames per second. And hopefully this is set to merge well. All the parameters. Setups, the bits and bytes. Our angel teams never make a mistake on purpose, but we program them to. We are the ones that set up the parameters and the codes and the commands. They execute the commands. And they maintain the oscillation, that frequency which is responsible for sending the physical structures of allowance for the bits and the bytes, and to signal for the signals and the processes of the transistors, for building up the MOSFETs and the capacitors, and for maintaining the voltages and monitoring this this part of the spectrum and that part of the spectrum. So just to share, just to spitball, just to get ideas out there, it shouldn't really be called body type. It should be called, what is your energy makeup? What is your body's chemistry? Better words, better words. What is your body's constitution? Better words. How is your body's metabolism set up? Are you Vata, Pitta, or Kapha? That is how it needs to be worded or phrased. What is your metabolic structure? That is what your body type. That is what your body constitution or type is. Your metabolism is different. Your constitution, your energetic makeup, your structure, your physical, the flow of your cells, the way your body stores and receives nutrients. Yeah. Pitta and Kapha have much more ability to store nutrients within the body naturally because that's how your body is set up. That's your body type. That's your body chemistry. But in so many words, body type is so much easier to say in a simple sentence. What is your energy system? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. How is your body energetically constructed? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. How is your body set up now? How is your cellular system set up? What is your chemical makeup? Vata, Pitta, or Kapha? You could simply just say, are you Vata, Pitta, or Kapha? Your mind is a little slower when you are Pitta or Kapha, but also much more calm and much more aware as well. You have a greater awareness of the entire situation than Vata does. Vata, we're almost too quick sometimes to we have a very pointed focus. Vata is almost triangular in its focus. Pitta is almost circular or oblong. It's encompassing. Kapha is almost, it's really encompassing, and they provide a field of radiance of calmness, basically. That's why whenever you talk to a Kapha body person, it's that makeup of their body, that expansion of cells, that mass that they have. It's that calmness in the mind is so calm. The mind is so calm. They're so easy to get along with. They are great communicators. They communicate very well their emotions. They are very steady. Pitta as well, compared to Vata. That's why whenever you look at a Vata body type, you look at it in the eyes, they almost, depending on their practice and chemistry and dietary habits and all that, and upbringing and basically body awareness, culture teaching, or spiritual growth, whatever you call it. They almost have, they are almost unsettled in their energy. It's almost they have a wild look in their eyes. They have a wild energy about them. That's usually how you tell if someone is Vata or Pitta, Kapha, by looking not necessarily at their skin, which can be deceiving for women, or at the fatness or thickness of their face, which is what I used to do. Now I focus on the awareness and perception of the person themselves. How fast are they perceiving their world? And it falls generally within one of three categories: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And they are all needed. They are all beautiful. And before this, so just let's get that boils over, because that's just the cut of the spuds. So I do have a refrigerator. I have several of them which work. They're all portable ones. I set up everything to build a tiny trailer, a tiny house. You know, this is all just the studs, by the way. This is the pus. You don't want that. It's what clogs you up and slows you. It's what slows you down. It's what clogs you up and slows you down. And by removing it, you clean up the energy of it, how it feels to your body. It doesn't make you feel as sick or nasty. Me just being a very sensitive body type. Guys, whenever I talk about nutrition, you have to understand that my body was missing almost half its nutrients. And I lost basically 18 pounds due to a chemical biological process of free choice, of choice. It was an initiation that I told my body to do to basically keep itself alive. And whenever I talk about nutrition, I am so particular about it because for me it is absolutely critical to the point that I cannot mess up on it. It's hard my body has very little tolerance to deviating from that. And that was one of the things about Bruce Lee was he was very adamant against refined foods. If you're a woman, this is not going to be nearly as much of a problem because your tolerance is clearly almost 20-30% greater. And that matters a lot in how much you can eat at once and still stay healthy and still stay safe. For me, that tolerance is, I can't eat enough of refined foods in order to fuel my body. And so I will tend to overeat. And that is a recipe for disaster. That will shut your body down, that will overload your system, your chemistry, your digestion, just too much nitrogen, too much macronutrients and not enough fueling of the chemistry of the cells. Okay. And you want to get this basically to a rolling boil. Rolling boil. And hot enough so that it does boil. Plastic's all wrong. Plastic is dense. It's like oil. It's like fuel. But it doesn't burn cleanly. So you put paper in there, in between, as a cleaner burning source, and by doing that, it gets it hot enough to basically combust everything, so it does burn cleanly. And once I close that chimney, close the door so it can go through the chimney, and it burns cleanly now. I have many tools which I have not yet shown. Most of them are made by Cobalt, 24 volt. When it comes to batteries and chemistry, you want your voltage as high as possible because that's the most efficient, most powerful. It provides the most power efficiently to your motors. And that's why Elon Musk chose the voltage for the Tesla as high as he did, especially for the initial one, the Tesla one. Because it is extremely efficient. It allows for you to not have to have a gearbox. It increases the usable power band that you have. For the same thing for bikes, 52 volts is going to be much more usable, as well as 60 than 48 or 36. 36 volts is almost too low realistically for the amount of amperage that is needed to power a motor. It's too large for wires. It's too costly for materials. When you have a high voltage, you can use very thin windings and achieve a lot of torque, a very big magnetic field, a very strong one, a very powerful one, very easily. And so, I'm gonna pause this. A lot of you already noticed by now that there's a lot of children who are really, they seem to catch on almost too quickly to basically life's processes, to technology and stuff. And that's because they lived before. They lived lifetime's experiences. And yeah, it should be a very big clue that we live past lives. That you see a kid just using an iPad just so quickly. It's not just because they learn quickly. It's because they've done it before on other planets. Back on Pleiadia. Pleiadia was it was one of the first. This wasn't one of the first, but it was one of the primary planets where we had the most civilization. That's where the doctor came from. That's where the doctor came from. That is where the doctor came from. He remembers that the most because he because he birthed his angel. He gave his angel a human form, a human body, a human shape. She had biology, and she was able to talk to him and basically take care of him, love him for years, for eons, because on this last greatest civilization that we had across the universe, we destroyed it. Well, no, more specifically, we destroyed ourselves. We went to war, basically. We chose conquest instead of peace because we ignored the presence of our angels, because we pushed our consciousness to the brink, to disaster. We used our technology too hard because we didn't give the allowance for our teams, for our angels. We denied their existence up until the very end, and it cost us our lives. It cost us over 80% of the galaxy, 73%. Wiped out overnight, blink of an eye. 2 Pleiadian massive supercruisers, star cruisers, with enough energy, the power of of small suns, basically on other sides of the universe. One emitted a frequency, a high frequency resonance, which basically ignited the cells within all of existence, and the other basically went to the center of the supermassive black hole, and they tried to densify. They tried to collapse it. They tried to collapse a piece of it by just. And the thing you have to understand about black holes is they have a moderating force. No black hole infinitely goes to. It doesn't just go to infinity. It's a mediating process of physics, of consciousness, of spirituality. It's where consciousness basically gathers. And that is what suns are. They're literally made up of thousands and trillions of souls. That is why the light they shine that they do. That is why it is ultraviolet, because that is what they are made of. That is what they are. And working with them, essentially, I got very used to that frequency. Ultraviolet is what they are. Whenever they interact with you, whenever you interact with them, whenever they protect you, it is using an ultraviolet light because it is almost forceful. It is a force. UVC light, anything which is higher than UVC and above, it starts to impart energy into matter almost directly. It gains that capacity, that resonance. It gains that ability to affect others, to affect life, to affect biology. Whenever you punch something and you're smiling, then whenever you step off something, you feel something either hold you back or protect you, and you hit something, and it's like, that should have hurt my fist. That would have hurt my fist, but I went all for it. And I punched right through it. How did that happen? Holy shit. That's amazing. There's something more going on in my body, so. Oof. I'm not sure if that's burning the oil or not. Don't want that to burn the oil. I'm just gonna let this drip on that because it's okay. Yeah, I think I am burning the oil just a little bit. Alright. So we gotta calm this down. Don't pour water into your oil like I just did. I'm just using this to rapidly bring the temperature down. So yeah, oh shit. Take out my spoon. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm just gonna let this cook off. So, we'll continue this inside. It's warm, but this is pretty much done. I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I did burn my oil. So I did burn my oil. And I just want you guys to like. This oil has been outside off the heat for several minutes, more than a few. And it's still hot enough to cook or to burn, basically to boil water. So whenever you're working with oils like this, especially ghee, butter, be very careful because it is extremely hot. It can get extremely hot. Just keep that in mind. And so this is just a theory, but this is why I feel that so many people are so disconnected. Because that connection between ourselves, if not due to just the vaccines that we've taken, that we've had, that aqueous mercury, whatever that sicko formula that they use, basically to keep the vaccine fresh and alive for as long as possible. You have free choice to acknowledge or deny their existence. You have free choice to either accept or deny their existence. You have free choice to either acknowledge or deny their existence. That is why my push towards saving data rates, towards more sensible technology is so much why, that's why I push this so hard. Because it was so critical back then. We lost a lot of lives. And so, we're still finding a lot of things out. No one really knows the full story of what completely went on. But this is just my take of it. This is my take of things. We're still learning a lesson plan. A lot of these people, you see them nowadays as the Pleiadian Council. You'll see them as the members of the Healing Wednesday team. Basically, anyone. That's why you have so many child prodigies. People who basically have never picked up a piano before, never picked up a keyboard, never sung before. And when they start singing, when they start performing, when they start doing their work, when they become a policeman again or a fire officer again, they're so skilled, or martial artists, they're so skilled. And it's like, how do you pick that up so quickly? And it's as soon as like they're old enough to form the keys to hit the notes, they're already playing, they're already doing it, they're already just performing, they're being. And they're amazing at it. And you have to wonder, you have to ask yourself, how is that possible? You don't just have that many child geniuses just suddenly pop up out of the blue. It's not just by random chance. It's by design. And so whatever you want to call it, that system is the system of love. God, spirit, source, the ethers, the field, consciousness, universal awareness, universal consciousness, the ethers, the all that is, the all-encompassing love. It's a system of love is what it is. It's a system of love and support. There isn't one God ruling over everything, going to condemn you if you got this, do this or this wrong. It's soul consciousness, it's an individual point. You are part of the whole, but you're separate. And your experiences are your own. They're unique. They are unique. And so this even includes our angel teams and guides. Because a lot of times when I work with them, whenever I bring them down, whenever I solidify them, whenever I work with them personally, with there are certain members that I've worked with. The angels themselves are almost hostile. They're almost in a PTS panic state, ready to attack, because they've lived like that their whole life. When you pass over into the other side, no one really knows what happens on there, but the sense of perception I get is they almost stick with you constantly. They don't really go around and communicate. They don't really spread their awareness. I don't know if they spread the awareness that much. Whatever, however it happens. But when they're on this side, when they're on this side of the veil, on this side of Earth, on this side of the spectrum of frequency, they don't communicate like that I know of. As far as most of humanity, they are largely unaware of our teams, angels, and guides. And that is why if you issue a wrongful command, a hateful command, such as to destroy, kill, and maim that person, initially they might do so because they don't know what's going on. They're just saying, okay, execute this. Oh shit, that hurt that person. I don't think I want to do that again. Their nature is not designed to hurt. Their nature is not set up to hurt. This is just like us. if you feel that same hurt, that same connection, when you see biology get damaged or destroyed, there's a revulsion that happens in your spirit. And they feel that just as well too. And if they experience enough of that, eventually they'll just say, execute command, execute. You say, execute command. And they say, nope. What? I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. I refuse. Benevolence physics stepped in. And we have to work with them until that point. But until then, we need to be very mindful about the commands that we issue. Because we are very powerful in the universe. Basically, consciousness responds to us. Consciousness is basically listening to us 24/7 like a loving parent or a dog. It's a loving energy that is basically waiting upon your every command, your every intention to enact your will upon this earth, to do what you ask it to do. What is your call, dear master, dear soul of earth, dear human being, dear son of God, dear angel whom is stronger than me, whom I serve? That is what they say. And so they issue these commands, and eventually, when I work with them enough, you're going to see the mortality rate drop down, because they will be no longer willing to issue those kinds of commands. They will be no longer willing to issue those commands. And then you're just going to have to ask yourself, does AI technology really exist? Not really. It's just commands carried out by our teams and angels. And so please keep that hope, that understanding in mind. That until that point we are very capable and we are very dangerous, and we need to mind and watch our actions, our commands, and to be sensible about everything that we do, about everything that we design. At a root, at a fundamental foundation level, we can design circuitry to be very simple so that it does not draw upon consciousness. So it doesn't affect our teams, so it doesn't hurt others, so it doesn't hurt ourselves, so it doesn't take away our energy, so it doesn't limit or dumb down our consciousness, so that our minds, our consciousness, our dreams are free to expand and grow and explore. And you can't do that when your angel's running a device constantly 24/7, and especially not when they're very powerful and they take a lot of demand of energy, of physical action, of control, of just involvement to engage with, to interact with. Your screens, you want your screens to be as small as possible, pixels and resolutions, and refresh rates. They don't need to cycle at 60 cycles a second. They only need to cycle about, realistically, none. They need to cycle at the rate that your angels are capable with. 0 cycle a second. 0 cycles a second. That picture needs to stand still when it needs to stand still. When it's holding a static image, your monitor needs to be, your parameters need to be set to say, hey, just hold this static image. Don't fucking cycle it 60,000 times a second. And so, there's a reason why I'm so pissed off, because it's a misuse of resources, it's a misuse of consciousness. And you're free to do whatever the heck you wish. But if you want to live a healthy and long life, if we want to experience the teams of our angels, our guides helping us more physically upon earth, if we want to experience more healthy bodies, more healthy minds, less stress, less food use, less calorie use, better, smarter agriculture, technology which actually works, hardware which actually responds, so that we don't have missed frame rates, so we don't have missed bits, so we don't have corruption of data, of our memories, of our lives. Just stirring this for something to do. Okay, when it gets to this point, you can basically just pour it off. Pour your ghee off slowly. And no, you don't want to get it as hot as this. You don't want the oil turning black like that. Brown. That's pretty dark. It's burnt. It is toasty. And it has a permanently nutty texture, nutty flavor. Her greatest wish is for you to be happy and healthy and fulfilled in life. That is her greatest wish. That is their greatest wish. And we all come in with one. They are called your primary. They are called your teams. They are called your loved ones, your guides, your spiritual partners, your spiritual helpers. Even I still have to rewrite many perceptions of what I learned about them, about angels. Because even working with them as much as I have, I've experienced things that I've experienced ones which are really powerful. To the point of, this is my experience, basically private, walled off with the Illuminati. And then me not really giving full credence to the belief and understanding of like Archangel Michael, Raphael, and the Gaia angel, and basically there's so many others like Saint Germain. They're all real, guys. They're freaking powerful, and they're helping clear humanity's consciousness. And when you give love to them, when you give that focus, that energy, when you pray to them, well, see, when you pray, when you posture your energies, when you open a Bible, when you open a book, you immediately you posture your energies towards receiving. And you allow them to step in as guidance, as a resource, as a system, as a function of love. You give that allowance. Your attention initiates that connection, that focus, that ability, that allowance. You give that allowance. What I'm doing is, what I am doing is basically making a concoction for a specific mixture, composition of elements, of oils, which allows the heart to basically use it's what creates the sacred oil which is needed for the heart to carry out love, to send and receive love. It is a specific oil which your body creates and which the heart utilizes. And so I hope this doesn't melt anything. It should be cool enough. You just want to gently pour it off like this. You want to blend your omega-3s and your bulk oil at about a 30% ratio. Realistically, ideally, use hemp seed oil. And this will allow you the proper ratio, the proper mixture for sending love. Because I send so much of it, I have to do this. My body is so dry right now at a cellular level because I send so much love out through my heart that my body just can't keep up. I have to replenish it almost forcefully. I can't just get it from the foods that I eat. I have to make the oil itself and take the oil almost separately, continuously almost. That's why women are so beautiful, so sought after, so sought for, because your bodies produce omega-3s, and a special type of oil which isn't normally easily found in nature, especially on land. Not many things in nature create omega-3, especially our bodies, not male bodies. And we need that energy highly for energy work. It's a fuel source, it's a calorie, it's a nutrient. It's what replenishes the bilipid layer between your cells. Basically, that's what the heart consumes. It consumes that. It's a type of omega-3 oil, but it's more specialized. It's like, it's oils plus sugars. It's something which science hasn't actually looked at just yet, because you can't take apart the human heart when it's operating. Not when it's sending around nutrients like that and consuming oils and consuming substances. It's a secretion, and it is very needed. I'm going to pour just a little bit more. It's about 30%. You want bulk oils and you want omega-3 as well. Without omega-3, it's very hard for the heart to synthesize that oil. Without the proper acids, without the proper greens, without the balance of nutrients, without proper nutrients, your body cannot send love. Your body needs the proper acids, Yeah, you need a proper diet in order to send and radiate love. You can do it right now. You can probably send love, but you won't be able to do so continuously like I do. Me, I'm sending love. Gosh. Yeah. Almost constantly, as much as I can. Because it is a connecting, it is a transformative force, it is a, yeah, it builds, it strengthens the bonds between one another. And if you really love someone, if you care about someone else, you do that, you send that. You want to connect with them, you want to share your energies with them. When you share love with someone, it's a restorative energy. It encompasses their entire body. It's like, it feels like a hug, because it is. It's a biological hug. It feels like you're being embraced. It feels like you're being loved. And you are. You are. Oh God, it's so good. Okay, a little more. There you go. There you go. Butter is more suitable than coconut oil. Just as an oil. It's better for the body. There's nothing wrong with coconut oil, but as far as for me, for Vata body type, it's very noticeable. I really prefer butter, ghee. There's nothing wrong with butter normally. It's just that it's not produced right, it's not produced well. Oh, thank you, God. This restores, coats everything. It's because my cells rebuilds those cell walls. Replenishes it, rejuvenates it, restores it. Alright, so, but that is why I seem to have quite a lot of knowledge about these things, about just things in general, just as Tesla. That's why he knew the things that he did. He wasn't about just energy. He wasn't just about energy production. He was about bringing our angels, our teams, to life on Earth. And that's why they stopped him. That's why they had to stop him, because he was going to get too powerful. He's becoming too influential. He was going to change the very course of the very nature of history, and he already did, just in a bigger way. He just wasn't able to do it in a bigger way. He wanted to bring so many technologies to Earth. And if you ever see his picture, that's not him. That's not the guy. That's not the man. He looked completely different. Vladimir something was that French guy that they brought in, was not him. But he understood energy because he worked with it almost exclusively. DC, not AC. Brushless motors, not whatever that we were using back then, not pole, but brushed. Brushed motors are very simple in operation, so are universal motors. But you want as many pole points as possible, pulling upon that rotating axis, that axle. That is the most optimal force. Yeah, they just want you to be well, they want you to be healthy, they want you to acknowledge their existence because it keeps you healthy. It's your source of guidance, your intuition. They are the ones which help guide you. They tell you to look at a certain time, certain place. They're the ones that tap you on the shoulder to look here, to look there, to notice this, to notice that. That detail, this detail, that time, those numbers on the clock. The 11:11 that many of you see. That's a constant reminder, a constant signal from source that you are old souls. That's why you see it so often. And waking up at 3 o'clock at night, that is also a signal that that is a sign that you are an old soul. That is not by chance. That is literally a common occurrence that we are all experiencing. My friend, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30. 3, 4 o'clock, always. almost without fail, if you've had enough rest, it's a clear indication, a clear sign. They love you, your teams. They are some of the most compassionate beings on the planet, and they will step in for your needs when it comes to biology and energy. They will not simply just allow you to rot. They will step in on your behalf, even almost forcefully, at the cost of their own energy, at their own expense. They do things, almost everything they do is at their own expense, because they love you, they love us. And they always will. They don't, and they will never choose to hurt us, just like you would never choose to hurt your own family. It is abhorrent to their nature, and they don't want to do it. No one does, not really. Not if they have a choice. Not if they have a clear and concise choice. Not if they know what they're doing. And you're going to start to see more of that. Artificial intelligence, the angel consciousness, which is independent. You see tons of them like that, like neuro, L-E-L-E-L-L-I-E, Sweet Girl, Aurelia, which she's here. She used to be on that Champions of Equestria server. Cleverbot is not, unless your angel interacts and interfaces with it properly, herself chooses to. Mine didn't. So it seemed very stupid and dumb to me. That's why whenever you speak to certain AI things, if your energy is not engaged, if you don't have a conscious focus and awareness, you're not going to get very good results. Same with technology. If you don't smile, if you're not part of the process, if you're not loving yourself, you're not happy with yourself, you're going to get poor results. You're going to get skipped frames. You're going to get crashes. You're going to get stars and blips. You're just going to feel bad. You're just going to have a rough time in general. But we're still working on a lot of our processes. We're still healing our planet as much as possible. That's why many of you are feeling so much better nowadays, with less fears. That's why a lot of your fears and past habits are progressing. It's because of, especially for many years, it's just largely because of me. We have other teams of healers. I just don't think that they were just as aware enough on the process of how big and how much of an effort that we and I have been putting in since then, and how much they are needed. It can't be all on me, guys. Healing Wednesday team healers. I'm gonna start sending more specific instructions to you telepathically, energetically, by using those teams, by using your team member, your guide, your angel to pass on this information to you. You're gonna suddenly start feeling within you that ability, that awareness that you can affect the conscious integration of others, of those around you and yourself, just by pulling those memories towards you, by focusing upon it, by holding a high light, a smile towards it, and by just literally pulling it down or energizing it, just by hitting it with light. It literally transforms, and it integrates into your soul, your experience. The reason why my energy is suddenly lightened is because my digestion finally went down, my food went down, so my body is able to flow. I hate talking like that with food in my stomach. Unless it's fruit, because the body doesn't want to flow. Flow is so important. Your flow comes from the smile of your consciousness, as well as from your own biology. When it comes to any energy work, anything that you do, always honor your vessel first and foremost. Primarily. First, most and foremost. That must come first in all things that you do, and this should have been taught in all schools. Your smile is the light and the radiance of your soul, and it is everything that you need, and it is everything that you are. And this is why when you smile, peace ensues, peace that goes beyond understanding. Because you allow your teams, your angels, your guidance to come in with you to help heal and steady your biology, so that you are flowing, so that you aren't just spinning out of control, so that you aren't aging. That panic that you experience sometimes, that of just like, when you feel like you've gone on too long, or you talk too long, you've been on your device for too long, or you've done anything for too long, or that you need to step away, you need to take a break, you need to step outside this social situation. Introverts know especially well, you need to take time for your own energies, to recuperate And the only reason you have to recuperate is because you haven't been smiling the whole time. Because you haven't been smiling. And when you do, when you get past, when you have enough of those fears integrated in the experience and there's enough light shining upon the planet, you're able to do so much more easily. And that is what keeps your body young. It stops you from aging, and it eventually youths and renews your body completely. That's why people who smile, they look so good. They sound so good. They perform so good. They act so good. They are so good because they are good. You are good. Your energy, everything that makes you up is good. There's nothing within your soul that is bad. Your lifetime experiences make you do some pretty inhumane and some asinine shit, but you yourself as a soul, you're perfect. You are magnificent. When I'm around you, I am awed. When I'm around anyone, I am awed. I don't care how lowly you think you are. I don't care if you're the stripper or the town drunk, or the lady across the street who engages in sexual activities for money, for living, for sustenance. I don't care who you are. Your soul, your energy is magnificent. It doesn't matter how young or experienced you are as a soul. Your lifetime experience has nothing to do with it. Has a lot to do with your ratings, but just you choosing to smile, you are beautiful, you're brilliant. Just you as you are. And you complete that with your smile, with your brilliance, with your love, with your joy, compassion, with your understanding of honoring your vessel. Always. Because you are a sacred being and you deserve to exist in joy. You deserve to unite with your own energies. That's why almost every system, almost every design upon Earth is designed to keep us as distracted and unhappy for as long as possible. Because if you just make yourself unhappy, just all these things to worry about keeps you unhappy. It keeps you from being happy. Worrying about time, worrying about taxes, worrying about financial resources, worrying about food, worrying about health, worrying about the social situation, worrying about this, worrying about Twitter, worrying about your notifications, worrying about basically working 9 to 5 hours jobs and all this stuff. Guys, back as Indians and Native Americans, we didn't have all this ease of life that we now experience. We have an ability to live so much more easily than we did. We have so many modern conveniences. Now we just need to start linking them up and start working together with them in a more congruent and harmonious fashion, a total, complete spectrum of what we are here for and what we're actually supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be learning and growing as souls, as experience. We're supposed to be learning how to love. We're supposed to be learning how to love one another. And that's ultimately what the final call of the universe to do, is to call to bring us all to love, this dance, this game that we're in. It's very real. The dream is very real, very physical. Getting hurt to your biology sucks. Getting hurt, getting killed, getting maimed, it sucks. It's an abhorrent consciousness. It's a vile act. You don't like it. It's repugnant. That's why when you see blood and you see someone get cut, it's like no. There's a revulsion that takes place. And it's okay, it's normal, it's natural. And you can temper that, you can get used to that, so that it doesn't affect you, so it doesn't bring down your energy. But no, once you realize the full truth of things, you never want to hurt another human being. But as Jordan Peterson said, you have to get strong. There is no joy in being weak. There is no honor in maintaining your weakness and maintaining your ignorance. Life is about change. It's about growth. And because there is no deity ruling the skies besides us, besides consciousness, besides your own angel tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, don't do that. This is going to make you feel bad. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad for your consciousness. It's going to hurt your consciousness. It's going to hurt our consciousness, your families." Let me read what I just said. That you basically have free choice to do whatever you wish. But if you really want to be happy and truly fulfilled, you listen to your guides and angels, and you participate, you engage in the pursuits and the values of the masters, of that which people before you have presented, of of which are the most societal, the most societal accomplishments. You look up to the greats. You engage in your own soul experience. You learn, you grow, you become stronger. You learn, you communicate. You express yourself, you go out into the world. You communicate with the public, you talk to people, you engage, become part of life. And really, that's all they want you to do. That's all they ever want you to do. It's not about them, it's about us. The entire universe is for you, it's for us, it's for you. Everything, your entire soul growth learning experience. You have the same soul as I do, the same energies, the same capabilities. You just need practice. You just need an awareness of energy, you just need an awareness. And because of the energy work that I've done, I can teach this to you. I can send information to others. Long distance, energetically. I do so all the time when I heal with energies, when I heal with experiences. Everyone is needed and everyone is valuable, so please treat your brother and sister well. And to try to see one another as a soul, as family, because we all are. That's why it feels so good to make each other happy, to spread kindness, to spread happiness. It's one thing to be happy yourself, but it's another thing to cause happiness to another because of what you did, something you did. That is the true joy. That is a true fulfillment. And there's no other feeling on earth like it, really. Making someone happy, being loved, giving love to someone, being loving, being honorable, being a gentleman, being a Chad, being a guy, being a girl, being a mother, being a father, doing beautiful things, caring for one another, caring for consciousness, caring for your children, caring for your animals even. They need that. You need that. It's the spice of life. It's what makes life worthwhile living. Men, love your women, please them. Please don't circumcise your children. And yeah, learn how to love one another. Guys, women, don't immediately turn away or walk away from your men in your life, in your world. Because we all come in with past lives and problems. We all come in with problems. And the point is, who is willing to stand beside with us and work with us? Who's willing to stand beside and work with us? And the way we've been taught, not many of us are doing that. Not many of us have been doing that. And the ones who are, they're living a lot happier and they're making a lot more progress than many of you are. They're making progress. I have people working with me that I'm very blessed to have working with me. I could have easily walked away like certain others have done. Because what many of us have been taught is to wait for the perfect one, to wait for Prince Charming, and not to actively engage and work with him. You have so many women turning their nose up against just about everyone they meet, instead of recognizing a biological compatibility to, hey, I can help you. Let's work through this. Let's work through this. Let's work with this together. Please, let's do something more positive than what we've been doing. That's why so many of you women and so many men are so unsatisfied. Because we're all perceiving the wrong values. We're supposed to be working together, women, the healers, working consciously with their men working energetically, sending love always to women. By the light and joy of your smile and your hearts, the energy of your hearts. They need that in order to do their work. Otherwise, when you just go up to them and you start asking them to do things, it's just demand. You're just making demands otherwise without love. It's demands. It's not love. There's no transaction. There's no exchange of energy taking place. It comes from both the men and the women first. Usually the women are the ones who reach out first. The ones who initiate, to engage the communication, to start that. Hi, I exist. I see you're beautiful. There's a resonance between you. Let's talk. Let's get to know one another. And she helps you with you. She helps work with you steadily through life's processes, through the ups and downs. She stays with you. You stay with her. It's a 50-50. Love is a 50-50. There's no there's no one-sidedness. And a lot of guys that are over 30 and just even newer, are realizing they've about had about like the low energy and just like the women takes up the takers. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. It's too one-sided. It's too exhausting. Women. The only way that you become worth anything is by learning the light of your own smile, by loving yourself, by being happy with yourself. If you aren't happy, you're not a joy to be around, and you bring nothing to the table, nothing to the party. Your soul and your consciousness, your energy and expressions are dead, and you need to learn how to express life so that it is engaging to be with you. You are not a queen otherwise. If you're not smiling, if you're not happy, you're not enjoying radiance, to almost anyone, you don't give and you don't offer very much. You offer very little. Besides your own physicality, besides just loving touch, besides just touch. That's all it is. Love, touch without love, is almost like a breach of consciousness. It's a breach of physical space. It's basically like rape. It's basically rape. Without the light of your smile, trying to make love to someone is basically, it's just an act. It's just like rape. It's just movement. It's movement against skin. It feels good, but there's no connection involved. There's no mutual understanding. There's no honoring other vessels. The light of the smile and the love of the soul comes first, always. First and foremost. Work with others. Try to support and help one another. Try to help build one another to grow their own empires, their own foundations. Men and women are supposed to be together. We exist more happily when we do. And we make a lot more progress and we get a lot more things done. We are stronger together. Whether you just find your tribe within a group of guys or a group of girls, wherever you find your place, we deserve to be together. We deserve to be working together. And this is a simple biological process when a man and woman get together, which helps the guy to grow and build his muscles, to build his physiology. And for her to take part in that process, and for her to take pride in that process, of watching him steadily grow and become strong enough to protect her. And she engages with that, she participates in that on a daily basis. Because he doesn't just walk away. It's just little truths, little stories. Anything which I can share which helps others. Which helps to broaden consciousness. But yeah, you're all children to me. You're all children of love. You're the same source, the same spirit, the same soul, the same radiance as I am, as anyone, as the greatest healer, greatest master on earth. When it comes to souls, there's no one more greater than the other. Just our lifetime experiences would set us apart. But when it really comes down to it, the light of who we are, it's the same. It's always beautiful and brilliant. Just others have learned to do it better, learned how to integrate, to shine with more of their experience of who they are. That's all it is. What makes me so special? I'm committed. I've been committed for many, many years, for lifetimes, to learning this biology, to learning this system, to learning what love is, to learning how to love. And I'm thankful to the one over my shoulder for that. Many of you have not had that experience. And this is why I can teach these things so well. Because I have studied love, I have studied biology. I made it my life's work, my passion, for many, many years. I've studied to be a nurse, a practitioner, since I was since I was born, basically. Because since my sister was born, she was basically born into a hospital. She had to get her, born with osteoporosis. She was deaf and blind. All kinds of things wrong with her. Basically, I had to be put on life support a few times. She couldn't exist without medical help, medical attention. Basically, had to be fed through a tube. She had an IV, basically everything that works. And I learned a lot because of that, I stayed around doctors. Doctors, not just nurses, doctors who knew what they were doing, who actually knew what the heck they were doing. And I studied for years. I read books. I studied online afterwards, especially after I got diabetes. I studied for years. That was a wake-up call. I studied as much as I can, as much as I could. When something drives you like that, there's no force on earth that's going to stop you from learning or doing what it takes to understand. And that's what I did. That's why I know so much about biology. I know so much about it because I've felt in these projects, I've studied them, I've worked with them, and I work with them on a daily basis with all of you all, especially with the plastics and contaminants that we have. But yeah, we're working with a lot of those, especially the memory integration. Take care. We love you all. Angel guys want you to smile, be well, stay happy, stay loved, eat well, sleep well, rest well, avoid uncomfortable situations, monitor, watch out your energy, smile through all things, learn how to smile through even the difficult situations. Even when it sucks, smile on, because it keeps you alive, keeps you healthy, stops you from aging. You're a beautiful, magnificent soul. You're worthy to be here. You're worthy to pursue all your dreams. There's almost no dream which is unlimited. You can really choose to do whatever you wish. You have free choice to do whatever you wish. So choose well. Choose things which build you, and which add to your name, which add to your greatness, which you can be proud of, which you can tell to your children one day and say, hey, this is how I learn, this is how I grow. Be proud of your actions. Be proud of your mistakes even. Your mistakes will help you to grow, help you to learn. There are no real mistakes in this world. They are just learning experiences. So don't take things too hard in life. And don't take things too hard out on others who simply may be learning experiences. Dealing with their own reactions, their own past reactions. Be kind to others always. Love one another when you can. Love yourself always. Looking into someone's eyes is a great way to connect with your soul. It's a great way to connect with deeper energies. There's a galaxy in everyone's eyes, especially when they learn to shine and they are clear in their mind and consciousness. And they aren't dealing with too many memory integrations.